Alrighty, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD Broadcasting Network. I am your host, Winston Deal, and here we are at the Lanier National Speedway, beginning our coverage for the first ever virtual Kalamazoo Klash. We are at the Lanier National Speedway. As many of you know, Kalamazoo is not on iRacing at this point in time. Maybe we can see it in the future, quite a ways down the road, but Lanier is going to be our track tonight, and I'm assuming for the next couple virtual Clash races. So on the left side of your screen, you see all the names involved in this one. We have 45 drivers making the call here tonight, so 45 guys fighting for 18 spots and qualifying in about 13 minutes from now. But right now, quick time, Parker Retzlaff, winner of the 2022 Virtual Gambler. Parker got a lot of speed. I know he has a lot of laps here on iRacing. Very successful driver. No shock to see him up at the top of the board. Next in line is the 26K of Nathan Coaster. It does say 53 on the scoring tower. I do apologize, but he is going to be scored as the number 26K here tonight. So Nate in the second spot, Josh Cottle in third. We've seen him quite a bit on the WD Broadcasting Network. In the fourth spot, Zach Nichols and Trevor Edwards, a couple other big names that we see quite a bit here up top. So as we head down track side, you see everybody scrambling to get out of the pits. Lanier has a pretty wonky system when it comes to pitting, but these guys are going to make do with what we have here. So as everybody's going into turns 1 and 2, you actually see cars starting to blink out. There is so many cars on track that my rendering is a little bit wonky. So yeah, iRacing can only load so many paints in at one time, and I believe the number is somewhere around 30 cars, and we obviously have over 40 cars. So a huge field, a great turnout. I'm very excited for this event. We have 12 minutes left before we get them ready to go in qualifying, and I'm going to take the next little bit to go ahead and interview some of our drivers here tonight that are going to be making their starts, or their first ever start in the Clash. So first up, I'm going to bring in one of the guys that was really excited about an interview. I'll bring him up here right now. Jaden Russell, you are in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, Welp. I know you're excited about this event. You put a lot of time and effort practicing, and you're currently scored in the 33rd spot, and you're Kenny Head number 26. What's it going to take to pick up a little bit more speed and find yourself in the A main?
Just being a little bit more smoother on the wheel and more smooth on the throttle inputs, you know, not mashing the gas, because the setup will turn around easily on you, so you just got to be easy on it.
Yeah, and as you said, you just got to be easy. And we were talking earlier, me and you and a couple of the other guys in our little group, we were talking about how sometimes, you know, slower is actually faster here at Lanier. You really thought about that philosophy at all, and has that helped you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, we were talking about how just being slower and smoother with the wheel really helps pick up quite a bit of speed. Well, we got 10 minutes left to practice. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to while you're on the air?
I'd like to give a shout out to my mom and everybody surrounding me who supports me doing this and allow me to come here and race for a couple hours tonight. And I'd like to thank Ryman Castle and all people in Performance for helping me. You know, they've made me a lot better than what I used to be, so I'd like to thank them. And I'd also like to thank you, Winston, for throwing this race on. It means a lot to the short track, like, local community, you know. It means a lot to me.
Yeah, I'm actually really glad we added this event to our calendar, and it should be a pretty exciting event. But I am going to let you go here so you can focus on your final little practice, or final little bit left in practice here. You got about 10 minutes left, so maybe we can talk to you later on tonight. Good luck.
Yep. what I'm hoping for. See.
Alrighty. Well, that was Jaden Russell, driver of the number 26 machine. Next up, we'll bring in a guy who's throwing it back to the winner of the 2022 Kalamazoo Klash at the Kalamazoo Speedway right here. The number 8 machine, usually piloted by Phil Bozell, but that's actually going to be Zach Woods here tonight, so I'm going to bring him up really quick. Well, Mr. Woods, do you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
I was just talking about how you were throwing it back to 2022 Clash champion Phil Bozell. What's it mean to be carrying such a great legacy on the side of your car?
Pretty good. Hopefully we can have a little bit of luck like Phil has. Right now it's not going too good.
Yeah, there is a lot of cars and a lot of competition. We were talking to Jaden Russell, and he's sitting outside of the top 25 right now, and obviously only top 18 cars make this race from qualifying. What's it going to take to pilot your 8 machine into the top 20 here?
Hopefully we just get a good qualifying lap. Pretty towards the end of qualifying, so I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, and I was when I was drawing the qualifying order earlier, you were in there with me, and you were watching the names come across the screen, and you and your buddy Jimmy Gauker were towards the end. Do you think that helps you, or kind of hurts you a little bit?
I don't know. I guess we'll see how it plays out. At least we'll be able to know a little sooner if we're gonna make it or not.
Alrighty, well, we got about 8 minutes left here in practice, so I will set you back with your guys, and you can continue practicing and get ready for qualifying.
Thank you.
Yep, good luck.
Thank you.
Alrighty, well, that was Zach Woods rocking the number 8 machine here tonight. We're going to go around and try and figure out who all else is in voice chats here. We've got one right there. We're going to bring him up. Actually throwing it back to his dad, winner of, I believe, the 2010 Kalamazoo Klash. In with me now. Alex, you got a copy?
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, Alex Sexton, you're throwing it back to your dad, and I know there's a lot of throwback paint schemes in here tonight, but what's it mean to be throwing it back to somebody who obviously you've looked up to your entire life, and a winning paint scheme here?
I don't know, it feels cool because back in 2010 when you won the Clash, so we'll see if we can try to win the virtual Clash. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Especially carrying your dad's old paint scheme, that would be a pretty sweet thing to do. Right now you're sitting in 17th, which is in the show. You have a spot in the show right now, but what's it going to take to qualify up inside the top 18?
Not spin the tires off. That's going to be keeping the car stable and straight is really going to be the fast lap. It's really a one-lap wonder set, so we'll see if we can get that first lap done. I don't know, see if we make it.
Alrighty, well, we got about 6 minutes left here in the practice session, so I will put you back where you were, and then I will talk to you maybe later.
All right.
All right, good luck, Alex.
Thank you.
Alrighty, gonna see who else we can drag up here right now. Oh, there we go. We will talk to the Sellersburg, Indiana driver, Jordan Riddick, if he has a copy. Jordan, you got a copy with me here?
Yeah, I got you.
Alrighty, well, Jordan, you are just in front of Alex on the timing screen. 16th place right now. That's a spot in the show. We were asking Alex what's it going to take, and he said not to spin the tires. Can you back that statement up?
Yeah, I think not spinning the tires and, just getting a good, clean qualifying lap is going to be the key.
Yeah, and obviously you are no stranger to going to the top of the standings. We've seen you multiple times here in the WD Broadcasting Network have successful runs. Tonight, there's a little bit more pressure. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of people watching. We have quite a few people in the chat here. How do you, as a driver, and obviously a very successful driver, how do you prepare yourself for tonight's events?
Honestly, you just kind of got to practice and know your car, know where you stand at against the rest of the competition. So I feel like we got a good race car. I'm not sure if we're going to be good in qualifying, but we'll see. If not, we'll race our way in, and we should be good for 200 laps.
Alrighty, well, we wish you luck, Jordan, and maybe we'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir. See ya.
Alrighty. Well, folks, that was Jordan Riddick, driver of the number 15 machine. I've had a chance to race with Jordan quite a bit here on iRacing, and he's a really great guy. He's had a lot of fun racing with him. And hopefully he can put together a good run here tonight. So as I go through Discord, who else can I talk to? Here we go. Bring him up in the booth. Colton, do you got a copy on me here?
I do.
Alrighty, well, you're sitting 21st right now in that brand new number 28 paint scheme, but 21st right now. What's it going to take to pick up a little bit more speed here in qualifying?
Oh, I don't know. It's just super competitive. It's really just about hitting your line, and I don't know. It's just super competitive. You go 4/100s faster, and you gain 5 spots. So it's going to come down to really the thousandths of a second here. I just hope to make the show, to be honest. If I make the show, I'll be happy tonight.
Yeah, and I was, as you mentioned, a couple hundreds, you pick up a couple positions. I was actually talking to a couple of the other guys in the practice session earlier on, saying that if you pick up 4/100s, you're going to gain 6 spots, and that's really a crazy amount, something that me and you are not used to seeing here on iRacing. So as a driver, how do you mentally prepare yourself for that huge qualifying run?
You just kind of got to not think about it, for me at least. You can't think about it, and then you just go out there and do. You sit here and think about it, you're going to stress, and then go out there and you might screw it up. So really just keeping your nerves low, taking a few deep breaths before you go out, hit your line, don't spin your tires. That's a big problem with the temperature here. Sun's beating on this racetrack, so it's very, very hard to find grip out of the corners. But just good throttle control and get it down the straightaway. But it's a pretty good cornering car. It's just really, really bad on traction off. So it's basically use the best of your tires for those 3 laps and see where it puts you.
Yeah, you said it right there. Just try and get the best you can with what you have. So hopefully you can manage to do that and put your best lap down. It is really good when you ace that lap and you know you do it too. So hopefully you can get the best lap you can. But nonetheless, we got about 2 minutes left here in practice, so I'll let you have a little bit of time to yourself before you go out for qualifying.
Alrighty.
Well, good luck, Colton, and maybe we can talk to you later.
Yep. Yep.
Alrighty, folks. So that's the last of our little pre-race interviews, as we have about 1:45 left here in the practice session. So as these guys get done and wrap up practice, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick step away so I can grab a drink of water and refill my water cup before we send these guys a green flag in qualifying. So we'll be right back here on the WD Broadcasting Network. Alrighty, folks. Well, we are back here on the WD Broadcasting Network, and we are just about set and ready to go for qualifying, as they have about 8 seconds left here in practice. We are getting the finishing touches all done here, making sure everything is ready to go. All right, well, I am finally back. I do apologize about that little brief second there. I was making sure everybody was ready to go. And it is now time for qualifying. So these drivers are going to be given 3 laps to get the best lap that they can. I know what it is like to qualify into these events. It's very, very stressful process. I actually ran the Virtual Gambler at Hickory Motor Speedway last year. Thank you to Jaden Kratasi for putting that event on. I believe he's doing it again this year, but that event qualifying was one of the most stressful things I've ever been a part of, and luckily I was able to put it inside the top 10. So I know what kind of pressure these drivers are feeling right now as they start to line up down pit road for single car qualifying. The first of those is going to be the number 95 machine of Dalton Collins. I have raced with Dalton quite a bit here on iRacing, and he is a very, very good guy. So I'm sure Dalton going to go very quick as the first car out on track. And right here, wasting no time, Dalton Collins up into turns 3 and 4. He's going to make a wide arc off of the corner. He's going to have 3 laps to get his best one. We're going to expect a low 13.4 or a 13.3 is what I'm going to guess the number 95 machine is going to get right here. On lap number 1, Dalton Collins comes around turn number 4. He sees the green flag, a 13.54 on the warm-up lap for Dalton Collins. And now his first lap of his first green flag lap, he's going to go a 13.46, a 13.45. And as I say that, actually it's a 13.45, but he pulls down pit side. We are going to get ready for our next driver to go out on track. And actually, one of the guys running my paint scheme here tonight, BZAutos.com, WD Broadcasting Network, graphics by WD number 12, the Holland, Michigan driver, Connor Osborne on track. Oh, he gets a little bit sideways down the backstretch. That's not going to be good on lap number 1. He's going to have to pick it up on lap number 2 as he gets back into the throttle out of turns 3 and 4. A little bit of a bobble there down in the center of the corner. It's really going to need a good lap number 2 here as he heads down the back straightaway and into turns 3 and 4. Osborne a little bit loose, and he's going to spin it out coming across the stripe. So Connor Osborne not having the qualifying run that he wanted right there. And that is not going to be a good start to his night, and he's not going to get a lap in. So on the track now, another P1 Performance driver in the 15 machine. That is Jordan Riddick. Jordan Riddick out of Sellersburg, Indiana. Going to be the second driver to put down a time here. The Ernest Performance PFC Brakes P1 Performance number 15 comes across the line. And lap number 1 for Jordan Riddick. He goes to the top of the board with a 13.37, and Jordan knows he hit that lap good, but he's going to try it again right here. Gets another run off of the corner. He sees the white flag. And right there, what we saw Jordan do is a little bit of a strategy that these guys do on iRacing, and knowing that they have 3 qualifying laps, they're going to take that first lap, try and get it the best they can, use the second lap to kind of cool the tires off a little bit, and then lap number 3 is going to be another green lap, but Jordan on lap number 3 not going to be able to pick it up right there. So Jordan Riddick qualifies, and he is at a 13.37. Next driver out on the speedway, the number 26 machine of Nathan Coaster. Coaster a winner at the Kalamazoo Speedway this year in the Grand Slam Series. So Coaster trying again on lap number 2. Didn't like lap 1. He's going to pick up the pace out of turns 3 and 4. So Coaster through 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Needs a good lap in here as he heads down into turns 3 and 4. And Coaster comes across the stripe. He's going to go a 13.32. He goes even quicker than Jordan Riddick, so put him up top in the 26 machine. A little bobble in the center of turns 3 and 4. They're going to slow down lap number 3. But Nathan Coaster going to the top spot here early on. So next up on the track, This driver calls Plymouth, Indiana home. As he's rolling around on lap number 1, making sure he gets some heat in the tires. Getting ready to go. And as he heads through turns 3 and 4, I believe he might be pulling into the pits. We might have the order wrong right there. So Tori Lutz in the 25 machine going to pull it back down pit road. As on your screen right here, Logan Maynard, one of the special guests for tonight's events, comes out of the pits and goes to line up. As we have one driver on track right here. I think we are back on track where we were supposed to be. As the 55 machine of Jason LeDuc bringing it back pit side. I believe they're trying to get the order figured out really quick while everybody is getting ready to go. So these guys getting the order ready before we send anybody else. Green flag in qualifying. So while we're getting this order figured out really quick, I will be right back on the WD Broadcasting Network. We'll get the rest of qualifying done in just a moment. And actually, as I say that, we are ready to go. So Logan Maynard comes out of turn number 4 and sees the green flag. Don't know what happened there exactly, but we are back on track. As Maynard down the back straightaway, going to try and pick up the pace here. He gets through turns 3 and 4 and sees the green flag. He's going to go 4th quick with a 13.78. Logan Maynard, obviously a veteran of street stocks in the real-life racing world, winning track championships at, I believe, New Paris and South Bend. Someone can fact-check me on that if I am incorrect, but Maynard going to go a 13.64 on lap number 2. So Maynard goes back down pit side. As I believe Jason LeDuc going to be our next qualifier rolling through the pits. And as I say that, right here, back on track. Qualifying order kind of surprising me right here a little bit, but nonetheless, on the Speedway right here, the number 17 machine, the Bowen Lutz Racing number 17, the Plymouth, Indiana driver, Cy Bowen on track. Cy Bowen heads out of turns 3 and 4. Lap number 1, a 13.38. That'll put him 3rd quick for now. He's going to go back through turns 3 and 4 up to the top side. And out of turns 3 and 4, he sees the white flag. So lap number 2, obviously going to be a little bit slower for Cy Bowen in the 17. As he heads down the back straightaway and into turns 3 and 4 on lap number 3. Going to have to pick it up a little bit here if he wants anywhere better than 3rd. And on lap number 3, going to slow down a little bit. So Cy Bowen in the 3rd spot right now. As the next driver on track, the 16 machine of Brandon Zachary. So Brandon Zachary in the 16. He calls Paw Michigan home, and he gets a little bit sideways in turns 3 and 4. He's able to lock it down, so not going to lose all of his qualifying laps. He's going to come around right here and have to reset on this next lap. So these first 2 laps are going to be a wash for Brandon Zachary in the 16. He's going to have to capitalize on lap number 3. As he heads into turns 3 and 4 up on the top side, going to cut it back down. So white flag is out for Brandon Zachary in the 16. He's currently 6th quick with a 15.73, but obviously had a little bit of trouble that last time around. And back into the gas pedal he goes. Checkered flag is out. And on lap number 3, Brandon Zachary goes a 13.77, so slowest of your competitors so far. And right here into turns 1 and 2, the next driver on track, the number 5 machine. If it looks familiar, folks, it's because this man is a rocket in real life. But on iRacing, it is piloted by David Lux. So David Lux behind the wheel of the number 5 machine here tonight, the Kalamazoo, Michigan driver. Lux on lap number 1, going to go 4th quick with a 13.43. 13.4 with a 3 for David Lux on lap number 1. Rolls through turns 3 and 4. Had a slight bobble there on the bottom. Going to come around for a second time. Slows it down just a little bit. He's going to have a money lap here on lap number 3. As he rolls through turns 3 and 4, coming to the stripe. And on the final lap, David Lux going to slow down just a little bit. So he's going to stay in that 4th spot for right now. Now on track, the number 55 machine. As he sees, I believe, the green flag right there. And on his warm-up, he goes a 13.50, so 13.50 for the Fraser, Michigan driver of Jason Leduc. Leduc, lap number 2, slows down just a little bit from his initial 13.5. So Leduc on lap number 3 had a little bit of trouble there through turns 3 and 4, and he's going to bring it down. And that's going to be it for Jason Leduc here in qualifying. So getting the next driver on track, and here he is, heading into turns 3 and 4. As he comes around, sees the green flag, the Charlotte, North Carolina driver, the Senate Graphics All-Star Performance number 7, Pete Dillon. Pete having a lot of iRacing experience here in the number 7 machine. I've raced with him quite a bit myself. Pretty good guy. He goes 6th quick on lap number 1. Remember, folks, the magical number is 18. So these guys going to have to get in the top 18 if they want a shot at the show. So Dillon on 2nd lap. Going to go a little bit slower. He's trying to pick it up here on lap number 3. He goes down to the bottom of the racetrack through turns 3 and 4. Gets into the loud pedal a little bit sideways across the line. He's going to slow down on lap number 3. So the next driver on track, the Matawan, Michigan driver, the FLF Race Cars, WD Broadcasting Network number 9, into turns 3 and 4. Alex Sexton on track. Alex Sexton on lap number 1, going top of the board. So Alex Sexton goes to the top spot, bypasses his buddy Nathan Coaster. But Alex Sexton does a nice job right there, getting around the Lanier National Speedway, and he's going to slow it down on lap number 2. But lap number 1, he's going to go to the top of the board. Next up on the Speedway, in the 09 machine, the Thiel Racing Setups 09T, the Allen Park, Michigan driver, Austin Thiel. Not happy with turns 1 and 2 that first time around. Going to get into the loud pedal. And he sees the green flag. First lap time of 13.93. Obviously went up to the top side in turns 3 and 4. As he rolls on the bottom of turns 3 and 4, he sees the white flag this time around. Austin Thiel going to go to the 3rd position. So Thiel on lap number 2 to position number 3. Looks like he might have slowed down a little bit, and he's going to bring it pit side. So Austin Thiel in the 09 going to go third quick. This right here, another one of the Just Send It Graphics team cars. The number 2X of Jeff Town. Town regular at the Kalamazoo Speedway last year in the street stock division. Jeff Town out of Otsego, Michigan. Going to try it again on lap number 2 right here. As he goes to the bottom side of the racetrack. See him down in 12th place right now. As out of turns 3 and 4, Jeff Town going to go 6th quick with a 13.40. It's a little bit sideways out of turns 1 and 2 right there. You're going to slow it down on lap number 3. So the next driver on the racetrack. And one of the drivers from the shop on track right here. Rocket iRace Wraps, number 78 machine. The Waytown, Alabama driver, the 78 of Aaron Johnson on the Speedway. Getting his qualifying efforts underway. And as I say that, he goes up to the top of the board with a 13.3 with a 1. So Aaron Johnson knocking Alex Sexton off of the top spot. And the next driver out of Rockford, Michigan, Matthew Modzaleski on the Speedway in the 18 machine. As Matt heads down into turns 3 and 4. Gets back onto the gas pedal. Comes across the stripe. Lap number 1 for Modzaleski. Good enough to put him 6th quick. A 13.38. Sorry, 37. 13.37 for Matthew Modzaleski on lap number 1. He's going to come around, try it again as he sees the white flag that time around. Through turns 3 and 4, the 18 machine comes across the stripe, sees the checkered flag. Modzaleski going to slow it down a little bit on lap number 3. So he's scored 6th currently. Next driver out on track, Kalamazoo, Michigan driver Nick Walthorn in the 54 machine. He comes out of turns 3 and 4, comes across the stripe with a 13.53. 13.53 for Nick Walthorn, lap number 1. Next time around, he's going to try and pick it up. He does. A 13.50 for Walthorn on lap number 2. He's going to have one more shot at it right here. Looks like that last lap going to slow it down just a little bit. So Nick Walthorn, 13th right now. Might be able to hang on as we get more drivers on track, but the next one of those on the racetrack, the Zeeland, Michigan driver, the number 74 machine of Rob Sluter. First lap time, a 13.50. He goes to the 14th spot. Gonna have to pick it up here on lap number 2 if he wants a shot at the top 10. As he does, he picks it up to a 13.49. He's gonna have to pick it up almost or over a 10th here if he wants that top spot, but it looks like he's gonna have a little bit of a bobble there out of turns 3 and 4. He's gonna go 12th quick in the 74. Next driver on the Speedway, another driver from the shop, the Rocket iRace Wraps, number 13. This driver calls Anderson, South Carolina home. That's Josh Cottle. So Josh Cottle in the 13. He's going to go quick time by quite a bit, a 13.26. 13.2 with a 6 for Josh Cottle on lap number 1. Going to try it again on lap number 3. As he heads down into turns 1 and 2, he goes right down to that yellow line, drives it up off the corner. Down through the center of the corner, gets back onto the gas pedal, sees the checkered flag. Cottle on lap number 3, slows it down a little bit, but not enough, or that's going to be enough for quick time. So new driver up on top. And another driver right here we've seen before on the WD Broadcasting Network, the Remax, outlawchassis.com. Sorry, hmoutlawchassis.com. Number 1. As he rolls through turns 3 and 4, he sees the white flag right there. The Sawyer, Michigan driver. This is Matt Kemp on the Speedway. So Kemp down the back straightaway through turns 3 and 4. He's currently in the 6th spot. Going to try and pick it up a little bit more down to turn number 4 as he sees the checkered flag. Final lap time, not going to pick it up anymore. He has scored 6th currently. As the next driver making his way onto the Speedway. The Port City Race Cars, Weller Auto Parts number 61. The Shelbyville, Indiana driver. This is Steve Wright. Steve Wright piloting the 61 down the back straightaway and into turns 3 and 4. Run a little bit higher up than other drivers so far in this qualifying session. Steve Wright, first lap time, a 13.83. A 13.8 with a 3. He's going to have to pick it up quite a bit here on lap number 2. Steve Wright comes around. He's going to go a 13.64. Picks it up a little bit, but he still has got a lot of time to find in the 61. As he comes around, sees the checkered flag, third lap, slowing down just a little bit. So now, folks, we have reached a point where we have the cutoff. As you see, 19 drivers have taken time. These guys are looking for a spot in the top 18. Is on the racetrack now. The Seneca Performance Economy Auto Parts, Cornwell Tools, number 37. This guy from Fort Wayne, Indiana. This is Chandler Hutchins. Hutchins 17th quick on lap number 2. He's going to try and pick it up on lap number 3. Down into turns 3 and 4. Rolling the bottom side of the racetrack. Getting back into the throttle. Lap number 3 for Chandler Hutchins is going to pick it up a little bit, but he still stays in that 17th spot. So that bumps Logan Maynard to the bubble in the 28M. The next driver on track, the Duco Performance Lane Automotive Castle Speed Shop number 3. This driver out of Spencerville, Indiana, driving for P1 Performance. The 3 machine is Owen Collier. His first lap time for Owen, a 13.62. Good enough for 18th quick right now. Going to have to pick it up quite a bit though, if he wants a spot in that top 10. Gets into the throttle out of turns 3 and 4. And the final lap time for Owen Collier is a 13.56. So he is in the 18th spot right now on the bubble in the 3 machine. So the next driver on track regularly drives a street stock up in the Michigan area. The Just Send It Graphics crew. And behind the wheel of this number 35 machine from Kalamazoo, Michigan, it's Andy Rutherford on lap number 1. Good enough for 9th quick. He's going to try again on lap number 3. So through turns 3 and 4. Down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Gets a good run up off the corner. That looked pretty good for Andy Rutherford. Lap number 3. Picks it up a little bit, but not enough to jump up any positions. And he's going to be scored in the 9th spot right now. So 9th quick for Andy Rutherford. We've got 22 cars that have taken time. The next of those is going to be the number 27 machine. The Elkhart, Indiana driver, P1 Performance and Seneca Performance on the side of that race car. But this is Carl Prince. Prince, a regular in the front wheel drives at the Plymouth and South Bend Speedway. As Carl Prince rolling down the back straightaway, 22nd quick on lap number 1. Going to try and pick it up here as he gets back into the throttle out of turns 3 and 4. Second time around for Carl Prince. a 13.62. Currently outside of the top 18, though. Going to take a big run here through turns 3 and 4, and he slides through the center right there. He's going to go around on the bottom of the racetrack. So not what you wanted to see there if you are Carl Prince. Is on the racetrack right now. Parker Retzlaff in the 22. He goes quick time. Parker Retzlaff jumps up to the top of the board. The Rhinelander, Wisconsin driver, goes to the top spot. Going to try and pick it up a little bit more here on lap number 3. So Parker Retzlaff jumps up to quick time with a 13.26. As he comes out of turns 3 and 4, not able to go any quicker on lap number 3. His next car on the racetrack, piloting the Hutcherson Construction Van Dorn Racing Development, number 26. This is Jaden Russell. We talked to Jaden a little bit earlier tonight, and he said that he was really excited about making his first start in the virtual Clash. And if you were around Kalamazoo Speedway in 2022, you know this paint scheme very well. Jaden Russell trying to put the number 26 machine in the show. Goes 17th quick on lap number 2. Going to take quite a bit here if he wants a shot at the top 10. Just needs about a tenth of a second as Russell gets into the throttle out of turns 3 and 4. Lap number 3 for Jaden Russell. Going to slow down just a little bit, so he's going to still be scored in that 17th spot. So now on the racetrack, the number 92 machine. This driver calls Peru, Indiana home. The pink and blue number 92, Mikey Eldridge on track. Eldridge first lap time. He's going to go 13th quick with a 13.42. 13.4 with a 2 on lap number 1. As Eldridge now tries again on lap number 2. Going to slow down just a little bit. He's going to have one more shot at it here as he goes a little bit sideways down the back straightaway and sliding up through the center of turns 3 and 4. Going to definitely slow down on this lap. So Mikey Eldridge going to stay in that 13th spot. Is now the next driver on the racetrack. This driver calling Grand Rapids, Michigan home. He's got Elite Performance Industries on the side. Ooh, he gets a little bit sideways through turns 3 and 4. Saves it off the wall. Nonetheless, Brandon Thomas in the 101 going to park it down on the bottom of the racetrack and reset his car. So don't know if that is him forfeiting his qualifying run or getting ready to go back out later. But nonetheless, our next driver heading out onto the Speedway, the Corgan Oil Company, number 41. The No Chance Motorsports driver calling Stockbridge, Michigan home. This is Zach Nichols in the 41. Zach Nichols, a very experienced driver here on the iRacing Simulator. Lap number 1 for Nichols. He's going to go third quick with a 13.28, 13.2 with an 8 on lap number 1 for Zach Nichols. Going to try again here as he comes through turns 3 and 4. Goes straight to the bottom of the racetrack, really hugs that line, does a really good job there getting off turns 1 and 2, and as I say that, gets a little bit sideways and a little bit more sideways in turns 3 and 4, so that might do it for Zach Nichols. So Zach Nichols is going to bring it down pit side in the number 41 machine. And on the racetrack right now, one of the cooler paint schemes you're going to see rolling around here tonight. Repping the Bryce Bozell number 883 as he heads out of turns 1 and 2 into turns 3 and 4 right here. The Jaden Kratasi Racing 883. This is an Elkhart, Indiana driver, Damon Barrick on the Speedway. He goes 16th quick with a 13.45. So a 13.4 with a 5 for Damon Barrick. Going to try and pick it up a little bit more here on lap number 2. Seeing the white flag, a 13.73 for Damon Barrick. He's going to take quite a bit here if he wants a shot at the top 10 into turns 3 and 4. Looked a little bit tight there down in the center. As he comes around, sees the checkered flag. Not going to be able to pick it up, so he is still in that 16th spot. Is Damon Barrick. We've had 28 cars take time. And remember, folks, it is the top 18 drivers going to be making the show. So the top 18 going straight to the show. Now on the Speedway, the Port City Race Cars, number 44. This driver calling Kalamazoo, Michigan home. This is Chance Madrick in the 44. He sees the green flag right there. First lap time for Chance Madrick. Put him 18th quick on the bubble right now with a 13.47. 13.4 with a 7. Second lap time for Chance Madrick. Going to slow down a little bit. He's going to have to pick it up here if he wants to get off that bubble spot. He currently sits in the show in the 18th spot. His final lap time for Chance Madrick out of turns 3 and 4. Not able to pick it up, so he is still in that 8th spot. Is now another Kalamazoo Speedway regular. Actually, the 2022 Street Stock track champion, the number 96 machine of Ricky LeDuc. Ricky, a very experienced driver here on iRacing. I've had the pleasure of running quite a bit against him. Is Ricky out of turns 3 and 4. He's going to go a 13.88 that last time around. He's currently scored in the 16th spot. He's going to have to pick it up a little bit here on lap number 3, and he's going to see the checkered flag this time. So LeDuc in the 96, he goes 14th quick with a 13.42. Next driver on the Speedway, the WD Broadcasting Network, graphics by WD Cohegan Air Conditioning, number 28 machine. This is Austin Coe. Oh, he gets a little bit sideways down the back straightaway, locks it down. He's going to sit parked down the back straightaway. He's going to get it spun back around and continue his qualifying efforts. So Coe going to try again here on lap number 2. So that last time around, a 25-second lap time. Obviously not going to do him anything extra here, but through turns 3 and 4, checkered flag. Austin Coe going to go a 13.73. So Austin Coe going to be 30th quick on the board. He's going to bring it to a stop down on the bottom of the track. And next up, the other 28 machine, younger brother Colton Coe, also out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, making his way on track. We talked to him earlier on this evening before qualifying. He said just don't think about it and try and get the best lap you can with what's given to you. So Colton Coe rolling through turns 3 and 4. Looked like a pretty good lap time, and he rolls through the center of the corner. First lap time for Colton Coe put him 13th quick with a 13.40. So 13.4 even for Colton Coe. That's good enough for 13th quick right now. He's going to try again on lap number 3. As he gets up out of turns 1 and 2, down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Really rolled the bottom side of the racetrack good right there. As he gets up off of the corners in the final lap time for Colton Coe. Not going to pick it up any there. So Colton Coe going to stay in that 13th spot. And now another one of these drivers that we talked to earlier on tonight, Zach Woods in the 8 machine. First lap time at 13.43. So 13.4 with a 3 for Zach Woods. Going to try it again on lap number 3 as he heads out of turns 3 and 4. Hugging the bottom side of the racetrack. This is last time around. He's in the 17th spot in the show right now. They're going to try and improve that qualifying lap just a little bit. As he comes up and out of the corner. Final time around for Zach Woods, a 13.54. Not going to pick him up any extra positions there in the 8 machine. And now the other Bozell paint scheme here tonight, the 83 machine. This is Curtis Town. Curtis Town, one of the regulars at Kalamazoo Speedway this past racing season as well. trying to put his name into the show here in the virtual clash. Is lap number 2 for Curtis Town, a 13.66. So a 13.66 for the 83. Trying to pick it up on the last lap. So Town out of turns 3 and 4. Gonna go 29th quick, not what he wanted to see. It's now getting down into our final 10 competitors. One of those being David Leonard Jr. as he rolls through turns 3 and 4. Sliding there in the 27 machine. He's able to lock it down. But not going to be it, or not going to be one he wanted to see on lap number 1. So Dave Leonard in the 27 machine. Lap number 3, a 14.25. Sorry, that was lap number 2, a 13.25 for Dave Leonard Jr. Final lap time comes around. He goes 29th quick in the 27 machine. As the next driver on the Speedway, the other 27, the 27E, this is Matt Elzy Jr. He's done about everything you can do in front-wheel drive competition in real life. Now he's going to try and carry that success over into iRacing here tonight. Elzy was quick in the practice session that we had earlier this afternoon. And on lap number 1, Matt Elzy going to jump up into the top 10. 9th quick for Matt Elzy with a 13.36. So Matt Elzy going to put it in the show. Slows down on lap number 2. He gets a little bit sideways that time down the back straightaway. As the next driver on the Speedway, the 07 machine, the Goshen, Indiana driver, Michael Richardson on track. Richardson first lap time at 13.81. So 13.8 with a 1 on it. So single car qualifying, going to have to hurry up here. We're going to be sending multiple cars out at once just because we are running out of time here in this qualifying session. So on track, Trevor Edwards in the 32. He comes around. He's going to go 5th quick on the board. The 29 of Austin Maynard going to go 15th quick. Put him inside the show for now. Trevor Edwards on lap number 2 going to try and pick it up. He's not able to. He's got a couple more laps. So we are under 2 minutes left here in this qualifying session. Trevor Edwards not able to pick it up on lap number 3. So next driver on the Speedway, competitor in the CRA Street Stock division. This past racing season on the track, the number 20 machine. This driver calling Greenfield, Indiana home. This is Dalton Connor. So Dalton Connor on track in the number 20, rolling through turns 3 and 4, going to try and put his name into the show. And on lap number 1, he goes 26th quick with a 13.47. Blaine Aiken jumps up into the top 5 late here in this one with a 13.29. Dalton Connor going to try and pick it up here late in his qualifying run. He's currently 27th. As his other CRA Street Stock competitor, Blaine Aiken in the 05, goes 4th quick late in the practice. So we have just under a minute left to go. We have one more driver left to take time. I was in the Discord channel earlier when we were drawing these qualifying orders, and Jimmy was excited to be the last one out on track. So Jimmy Gowker rolling through turns 1 and 2 right here. I know we put a lot of time and effort into this event, put a lot of laps on the setup these past couple days. Is Jimmy Gowker trying to pick it up out of turns 3 and 4. Lap number 1 for Jimmy Gowker. He's going to go 11th quick, so put Jimmy Gowker into the show in the number 2 machine. Gowker trying one more time out of turns 3 and 4. He's going to have one more lap here as he goes down into turns 1 and 2, down the back straightaway. And rolling through turns 3 and 4. This is going to wrap it up for our qualifying session. Jimmy Gowker, second time around, a 13.43. So not going to be enough to put him in the show. Or sorry, not going to be enough to pick up any. Jimmy Gowker is in the show in the 11 machine. As we are done with qualifying. And we are getting ready to move on to our last chance qualifier. So really quick, we're going to bring in our fast qualifier, Parker Retzlaff, into the Discord. So I'm trying to find where Parker is here in these voice channels. But as we are doing that, on the screen on your left side, you see the starting lineup. But the first of those is going to be the number 2 machine of Jeff Town. So the top 6 competitors going to be going into the A main from qualifying. But right now we're going to grab a word from our fast qualifier, Parker Retzlaff. Well, Parker, I talked all day about how you would be a threat to this to qualifying in this event, and obviously you proved me right there in your number 2 machine. What does it feel, or how does it feel to go quick time in an event like this?
I mean, yeah, it feels really good. I mean, I didn't know if I had it because I didn't feel the best in practice, but I came on ran a decent lap. I feel like I left a little bit on the table, but it was overall a really good lap, and I'm happy to get the pole.
Yeah, pole in an event like this with 45 cars taking time, you were at the top of that. Obviously, it's got to feel good. And right here, we're going to go through and do our invert. So you can see it in Discord. I'm sharing my screen to you.
Here.
I'll let you get to that really quick before I hit the magical little go button here. So your options are 8 through 18.
Holy.
So going to be a pretty big invert for you here. And we're in 3, 2, 1. We're going to hit the button. And it's an 18.
Oh my God.
Wow, that is about as crazy as it could have gone.
That is
so just so it's foolproof, it is.
Am I supposed
it
to be
goes.
gridded in this, by the way?
What's that?
Am I supposed to be gridded in this?
No,
Or
don't
is this the LCQ?
don't grid in this. This is the LCQ. But
All right. Make sure.
yeah, you're gonna be starting 18th. So I'm sure we'll talk to you later. You're a fast guy. You'll be up at the front. So we wish you luck.
All right, thank you.
Yep. Alrighty, folks. Well, that was Parker Retzlaff. He's going to be rolling off from the 18th position here in the in the main event. But on your screen right here is the drivers getting set and ready to go in our last chance qualifier. 25 drivers fighting for the top 6 spots. I believe we are going to be sending them right to the green flag this time around. Just kidding. Not going yet. It will be next time for these drivers. But we'll take a look at them as they go through turns 1 and 2. That is your field in the last chance qualifier for the first annual virtual Kalamazoo Klash. Folks, if your driver is in this race and you're down in the chat below, let them know that you're here cheering them on. As it's going to be Jeff Town and Ricky Leduc, your top 2 competitors, as they go through the iRacing start zone. For the first time here tonight, we are green flag racing in the Kalamazoo Klash last chance qualifier. Down the back straightaway for the first time. Town going to get the early advantage. Ricky Leduc up top, though, in the 96. Oh, a little bit of contact. Zach Woods in the 8 machine got into the back of Ricky Leduc in the 96, and that's going to stack up everybody. We are 3 wide, slicing and dicing behind him, and we have a pile up in turns 1 and 2. Michael Richardson involved. You saw Curtis Town, Carl Prince as well. So we'll take a quick look at what happened here as things got exciting there in a hurry, folks. So we'll take a quick look at what happened here, and we'll be right back on the WD Broadcasting Network. So on your screen right here, it starts with the 37 machine of Chandler Hutchins. He gets tagged by David Leonard Jr., and then they all just kind of pile in there. So everybody collected right there. in the back of the field. A couple of cars going to be taken out of contention here pretty early on due to that one. So right here on your screen, your leader, Jeff Town. In the number 2, then it's Mikey Eldridge, David Lux, Ricky LeDuc, Dalton Collins. Ricky LeDuc and Dalton Collins, a couple names I did not expect to see in this last chance qualifier. So under caution for the first time here tonight. As Jeff Town is your leader here in the last chance qualifier. We will be having a single file restart. The way that these races work on iRacing is if we get back-to-back yellow flags, these guys will be going single file for the next start. So a single file restart coming up this time around. It's going to be Jeff Town, Mikey Eldridge, David Lux, Ricky LeDuc, and Dalton Collins. Zach Woods, all of your top 6 transfer positions. So remember, folks, you got to be in the top 6 cars as they roll through turns 3 and 4, back through the iRacing start zone, and we are back racing here into turns 1 and 2. Oh, somebody tried to make it 3 wide down low right there, and it did not happen right there. Zach Woods got tagged by, I believe, the 883 of Damian Barrick, as Barrick in the 883 got into Woods and sent him up the racetrack. Up front, though, your leader, Jeff Town, down into turns 3 and 4. 10 laps in for race leader Jeff Town, just trying to log laps as he can. And as I say that, the caution flag flies. The 25 machine of Tory Lutz spun around on the bottom of the racetrack down in turns 1 and 2. We'll take a look at what happened. So it looks like Lutz in the 25 just gets a little bit sideways through the center of turns 1 and 2 right there. We were talking about the setup being loose for these guys a little bit earlier on. Now it looks like that got the best of him right there. Got a little bit sideways through the center of the corner. So he's going to be going to the back of the pack after that one. I believe he was running somewhere out back in the 15th position area. So on screen, under 25 laps to go. Your race leader, Jeff Town, just trying everything he can to stay up front. Town, obviously a very quick driver here on iRacing. I've raced against him many, many times. He's definitely a speedy guy. So through turns 1 and 2 here, everybody behind the iRacing.com pace car got quite the field here. 45 drivers made an effort to make the race. Top 18 were locked in from qualifying. And the rest of them going to have to fight their way in through this last chance qualifier. Remember, it's the top 6 drivers making it into the show. So if you want a shot at winning the virtual Kalamazoo Klash, you're going to have to be within that top 6 cars in this event, or this last chance qualifier event. So Damon Barrick, the last of those right now, out back right there in the red number 883. We'll keep an eye on where he stacks up as we roll through turns 3 and 4. Jeff Town, Mikey Eldridge, going to bring us back to green as they go through the iRacing start zone. Jeff Town getting a good start right there in the number 2 machine. He heads down into turns 1 and 2. Looks like he's going to have no trouble behind. Pete Dillon gets tagged in the 7. And we are back under yellow once again in the last chance qualifier. These guys not wanting to get settled in green flag racing, as we'll take another look at what happened. We saw Pete Dillon get tagged. It looks like right here, the 7 and the 883 make a little bit of contact, just not really anywhere for Pete Dillon to go. Got squeezed in the middle of 3 wide right there. And then Connor Osborne comes in and gets involved as well. Austin Coe, Jason Leduc in the 55. All the names that are involved in that one right there. So back under yellow in the last chance qualifier once again. Not exactly the start that these drivers plan to have, I'm sure, in the last chance qualifier. But your race leader, Jeff Town, I'm sure not very... race leader Jeff Town, I'm sure very excited about the cautions right now, not having to really do anything. He's just kind of inheriting that top spot. So he'll be, if he wins this last chance qualifier, he's going to be rolling off 19th quick, or sorry, 19th in the main event. But one thing I want to talk about, we saw an invert of 18. So Parker Retzlaff going to be rolling off from that 18th spot. So you come around. I believe we're getting the 1 to go signal this time. Looks like we do. The lights are off on the airracing.com pace car. Another single file restart this time around. So 15 laps to go, trying to get everything completed here in the last chance qualifier. So Jeff Town rolling through turns 3 and 4. Mikey Eldridge behind him in the 92 through the iRacing start zone, and we are back racing down into turns 1 and 2 in the last chance qualifier. Dalton Collins wasting no time in the 95. He gets underneath Ricky Leduc. This is a battle for the 4th position. Collins down low, Leduc up top. Rob Sluter in the 74 trying to make his way into the show as well. He's currently the final car in the transfer position. So Collins down low, still fighting with Ricky Leduc as we have a caution flag. Carl Prince around out back in the 27. So the 27 of Carl Prince goes around out back. We'll take another look at what happened here. Puts us under yellow for the 4th time. So he was battling with Brandon Zachary in the 16. You see the slightest bit of contact right there is enough for the 27 of Carl Prince to slide to a stop on the top of turns 1 and 2. So under yellow once again. As Jeff Town still your leader. 10 laps to go in the last chance qualifier. There are green-white checkers involved in this one. So these guys will not be finishing under yellow in the event that we have a caution late in this one. And folks, after this last chance qualifier event, we will be going on a brief intermission. It'll give everybody a chance to grab a drink, grab some food, grab a bite to eat while we get this second session up and rolling. I would like to thank everybody that's tuned in so far to this event. Had quite a bit of fun. We are only through qualifying, and we're just about ready to get the A main event ready to go. So just 8 more laps here in this last chance qualifier. Jeff Town, Mikey Eldridge, your top 2. David Lux in that 3rd spot. Dalton Collins, Ricky Leduc, and Rob Sluter rounding out your top 6 transfer positions. This pace car makes its way down pit road. We are back green flag racing here at Lanier with 7 laps to go down into turns 1 and 2. Dalton Collins up top trying to make work around the 5 of David Lux, and we have another yellow flag. Looks like Michael Richardson turned around out back in the 07, so we'll take a quick look at what happened here as we're back under yellow here on the WD Broadcasting Network. So it looks like going into turns 1 and 2 right there, Michael Richardson just barely grabbed the back end of Brandon Zachary in the 16. And they both slide to a stop in turns 1 and 2. So back under yellow after that little incident. So back on track, 4 to go. We will have a green-white checkered finish here, I do believe. It'll be Jeff Town, Mikey Eldridge, Dalton Collins, David Lux, and Ricky LeDuc. Your top 5. Rob Sluter hanging on the 74 in that final transfer position. So the field behind the pace car, I do believe right here we got the 1 to go signal. So going to be sending them green this time around. Let's see if we can finish it right here under green. As the field makes their way through turns 3 and 4, the pace car drops to the bottom side of the racetrack through the iRacing start zone. We are back racing, hopefully for the final time. It's a green-white checkered finish. Actually, white flag right there. They came to the white. About the first time I've ever seen iRacing do that. But through turns 3 and 4, looks like Jeff Town going to pick up the victory. The 6th spot going to go to Rob Sluter in the 74 as they wreck behind him. But Jeff Town collects the victory in the last chance qualifier. Then Mikey Eldridge, Dalton Collins, David Lux, Ricky LeDuc, and Rob Sluter are going to round out your field. So, after that exciting last chance qualifier, we're gonna go on a brief intermission here in the virtual Kalamazoo Klash coverage. So we're gonna go on a quick break. We'll be right back here in time for the green flag in our main event. I'd like to thank everybody that's tuned in so far. We're just getting ready to go feature racing in just a little bit here. So we'll be right back here on the WD Broadcasting Network. I am your host, Winston Deal. Alrighty, folks, we are back here on the WD Broadcasting Network getting set and ready to go for our main event here tonight. So making sure everybody is in here, going to do a quick glance at the drivers in here. So we're going to have 24 cars taking the green flag here tonight. The invert was 18. Pretty big invert for your fast qualifier, Parker Retzlaff, but he's obviously having no trouble picking up speed where he left off in qualifying. He's at the top of the board in this warm-up session as of right now. But we're going to go ahead and go to our Be Right Back screen really quick so I can go through and advance this session. So I am going to advance through right there and make sure everybody is ready to go, and we are. Alrighty, well, folks, it is now time for the first annual virtual Kalamazoo Klash, and we're going to go through our starting lineup. So on the pole, it will be the number 28 machine of Colton Co. And to his outside, a driver swap from the 29 crew. Ryman Castle going to be put behind the wheel. He qualified the car instead of Austin Maynard. I got word of that a little bit prior to the event. So Austin Maynard going to give up the seat to his buddy Ryman Castle. So Castle going to be rolling off second. Cy Bowen going to be rolling off in the third spot. He's going to have the 70 of Andy Rutherford to his outside. Starting in the fifth position, the Lee Anderson number 18. That is Matthew Modzaleski. And to his outside, Jordan Riddick in the 15 machine. Matt Elzey Jr. going to roll off 7th. And then it's Jimmy Gauker in the 8th position. Back behind them in row number 5, Austin Thiel and Matt Kemp going to roll off side by side. And then behind them, down low in the 26th, that's Nathan Coaster. And his outside in the 12th spot, it'll be Alex Sexton. Behind them, 2 drivers from the shop. Down low, the 32 of Trevor Edwards. Going to be rolling off next to Aaron Johnson in the 13. Or sorry, in the 78. Don't know why I said 13. Wrong number. Behind them, it's Blaine Aiken and Zach Nichols. Then Josh Cottle, Parker Retzlaff. Retzlaff picked up the Austin Maynard Racing Quick Time Award. And then back behind them, Jeff Town, Mikey Eldridge, Dalton Collins, David Lux, Ricky Leduc, and Rob Sluter, your field, getting set and ready to go for the first ever virtual Kalamazoo Klash. The pace car is off, and through the iRacing start zone, we are racing down into turns 1 and 2. Through turns 1 and 2, looks like everybody taking their time here in the Klash. Down the back straightaway, Colton Co. gets the early advantage, but here comes Ryman Castle up top. Castle up on the top side, Colton Co. down low. Leader of lap number 1 is going to be the 28 machine of Colton Co. Back behind them, Ryman Castle going to have a battle to the inside. Cy Bowen looking down low in the 17. Bowen, a strong competitor. He ran well in the All-American 400 a couple months ago, but Ryman Castle gets a good run up top through the center of the corner. He tries to clear him down into turns 3 and 4, but Cy Bowen not ready to give it up in the number 17 machine just yet. They close in on the back bumper of Colton Co. in the 28 machine for the lead. It's down the back straightaway they go. Colton Co. still your leader. 2 cars behind him, and then it's Andy Rutherford in the 4th spot. And then way back behind him, we got a couple cars side by side. Blaine Aiken, Jimmy Gauker in the 2 up top. That is all back for the 11th spot. Gauker having trouble down the back straightaway. He checked up quite a bit there. Looks like everybody able to fall in line and stay out of trouble here early on. Is back up in front of them. Matthew Modzaleski up in the 18 machine, having a hard time getting down as he's got Nathan Coaster in the 26 machine. Ryman Castle, trouble on the front stretch. And a huge pile up. Ryman Castle ends up upside down on the front straightaway. We'll take a look at what happened, but it looked like he got all by himself right there. Might have had a little bit of trouble from behind. But right here, here's another look at what exactly happened. Castle on the 1, up on the top side, gets a little bit of contact with Cy Bowen in the 17, and then Castle just goes up the racetrack, and they all pile in. Nowhere for anybody to go. Really unfortunate for the drivers involved right there. So that puts us under yellow for the first time here tonight. So the race leader is Colton Coe. He's got Cy Bowen behind him. He just got in a little bit of trouble there. Him and Ryman Castle made contact. We'll see what race control has to say about this one. But that was a huge pileup early on in this one. 10 laps in, 190 laps to go. So still waiting to hear what race control has to say. We'll put it back up on screen right here. Your leader, Colton Coe, behind the iRacing.com pace car. So it looks like nothing going to be done about that. We are 1 lap until green. You see the lights on the iRacing.com pace car drop, and that means we are going to be going green next time by. So it's going to be Colton Coe, Cy Bowen, Andy Rutherford, and Matt Elzy Jr., your top 4. As the pace car rolls through turns 3 and 4, the field makes their way through the iRacing start zone, and we are green flag racing once again in the virtual Kalamazoo Klash. Colton Coe gets away nicely. He's going to have no trouble from behind. Andy Rutherford now working the inside of Cy Bowen. Looks like Rutherford going to get clear of Bowen down the back straightaway. That is going to open up the door for Matt Kemp in the number 5 down low. So Cy Bowen stuck up top in the 17 machine, not where you want to be here early on. It's very easy to burn up those right side tires, especially on the top side, and it looks like he is going backwards in a hurry. Here comes Trevor Edwards down low in the 32 machine. The biggest mover of this race so far. He is up 9 positions up into the 4th spot as he tried to take a peek to the inside of Matt Kemp right there. Looks like Kemp going to go to the inside of Andy Rutherford in the 70 machine for the 2nd spot. So Kemp down low, Rutherford up top. Here comes Rutherford taking a peek to the outside of the 28 of Colton Coe. Down the back straightaway, Matt Kemp nearly 3 wide there. But here comes Andy Rutherford up top. He's going to try and take the long way around race leader Colton Coe in the 28 machine. It looks like he's going to have the advantage down the back straightaway. Coe doing everything he can to try and keep the 70 machine at bay. It looks like he's going to fall a little bit short. Move the 70 of Andy Rutherford to the lead on lap number 17 out of 200. Back behind him, Trevor Edwards in the 32 machine shuffles Matt Kemp up into the outside lane for the 3rd spot. Here comes Aaron Johnson in the 78 as well. A little bit of contact there. Looks like they keep it going in the right direction. As right now, Trevor Edwards, one of the faster cars on the Speedway. He's working the back bumper of Colton Coe for that 3rd spot. They got a battle behind him for the 5th and 6th position. Josh Cottle down low, Matt Kemp up top. Kemp got up on that outside lane. He has gone backwards pretty quickly as he's going to have a company from Parker Retzlaff, your fast qualifier, in the number 2 down low. Is up in front of them. Colton Coe gets shuffled out of line. He's up on the top side of the racetrack now. That opens up the door for Trevor Edwards and Aaron Johnson, as well as Josh Cottle. All 3 drivers from the team they call the Shop. They are representing their name nicely as here comes Trevor Edwards taking a peek to the inside into turns 1 and 2. Andy Rutherford going to be forced to give room right there. So Rutherford up top, Trevor Edwards down low. Here comes Aaron Johnson with him as well. So a couple guys that were started deep in the field due to that invert, gonna move their way up into the top 5. One of those being your fast qualifier, Parker Retzlaff. Retzlaff in the 2 down low. He gets around Andy Rutherford. Here comes Nathan Coaster in the 26 as well. So the top lane, obviously not where you want to be. You see Colton Coe in the 28 also still stuck up there. He's about to fall out of the top 10 in the number 28. Austin Thiel in the 09. He moves his way into the 6th spot around Andy Rutherford. Matt Kemp going to make his way around as well. Mikey Eldridge takes a peek to the inside of Andy Rutherford. Eldridge, one of the guys coming through the last chance race. He's up into the 8th spot. A hell of a run so far for Mikey Eldridge in the 92. He is up 12 positions into that 8th position. Is back behind him, Matt Elzy getting around Andy Rutherford, and looks like Rutherford finally able to get slotted in line all the way back in the 11th spot. So Rutherford, Bowen, and Co. all started up in the front and got shuffled back in a hurry when they saw that outside lane. So up front, Trevor Edwards, your leader in the 32 machine, will go on board for a little bit with Edwards as you see him slowly working that wheel through the center of the corner. That's what you got to do here at the Lanier National Speedway. Just work the throttle up off the corner. You see him down the back straightaway there and into turns 3, doing a nice job of keeping that car pinned to the bottom yellow line. He's got a comfortable gap over his teammate, the 78 machine of Aaron Johnson. As we are working lap 30 out of 200, folks. If you like what you see here on the WD Broadcasting Network and you aren't currently following the page or subscribe to the YouTube channel, I encourage you to follow the page on Facebook, as we are live multiple times a week right here on the WD Broadcasting Network. So a lot of exciting iRacing events to come up here on the network, but right now we are in the virtual Clash at Lanier. As race leader Trevor Edwards starts to step away from Aaron Johnson behind him. Last time around, Edwards about 5/100ths quicker, and if you remember our conversations earlier about qualifying times, race times are about the exact same. Everybody is so close on times, it is hard for these guys to really pull any kind of advantage if they're out front. As everybody slowly getting single filed out and spread out around the Lanier National Speedway. You see Dalton Collins out back in the 95. He might have had trouble there, as he is well off the pace into the 95 machine. Something might be going wrong with the Dalton Collins number 95. We'll keep an eye on that as he slowly starts to lose time to your race leader Trevor Edwards out of turns 3 and 4 and down into 1 and 2. So Trevor Edwards still your race leader. Back behind them, Parker Retzlaff taking a peek to the inside of Josh Cottle in the 13. These guys battling for that third position. As obviously Retzlaff having a lot of speed here tonight. He is your Austin Maynard Racing Fast qualifier. And it's showing right here as he started all the way back in that 18th spot. And he is now up into 4th on just lap 39. Remember, there is a halfway break at lap 100. These guys get one set of tires down in the pits. And there is not a fast repair available for their use. So if you get too much damage on these cars, there will not be a quick fix down pit road for a lot of damage. So everybody gonna have to do a nice job of saving their cars as much as they can. As out back, Colton Coe finds himself up on the top side of the racetrack once again, just going backwards in a hurry. It is very difficult to roll the top side here at the Lanier National Speedway, and we're seeing that right here. A couple guys have gotten up top and just not able to go anywhere, so Colton Coe really fallen victim to that right now. He's back in the 18th spot where he qualified. He falls back in line behind Zach Nichols in the 41 machine. Trevor Edwards starting to creep back a little bit. And the 78 of Aaron Johnson slowly starting to move his way forward towards the back bumper of the 32 as we work this long green flag run here. 44 laps in, out of the scheduled 200. 23 cars on the lead lap. But up in front of your leader, Dalton Collins in the 95, well off the pace. You see him down the back straightaway, and in the top half of your screen there for a second was your race leader, Trevor Edwards. So Collins really going to need a yellow here if he wants to stay on the lead lap. But luckily, there are lucky dogs enabled. So he should be able to get on the lead lap if he does go one lap down. The 74 machine spun around on the bottom of the speedway. The caution flag finally is thrown right there, but Rob Sluter spun around on the bottom of turns 3 and 4. We'll take a look at what happened there, but the caution flag not flying for quite a while. We'll take a look at what happened. So Rob Sluter was battling with David Lux, and Lux in the 5 machine right there just gets a little bit of a tap, and then around goes the 74 of Rob Sluter. So that puts us under yellow for a second time here tonight. As they come around turns 3 and 4, the lights go off on the iRacing.com pace car, and we are getting set to send them back green flag racing. Your race leader is Trevor Edwards in the 32. He's got Aaron Johnson to his outside, Josh Connell and Parker Retzlaff behind him. 4 of the best here on the iRacing simulator. As the pace car makes its way to the bottom of the speedway through the iRacing start zone, and we are back racing here at Lanier. Into turns 1 and 2, Edwards gets a good start. Here comes Josh Connell taking a peek to the inside of Aaron Johnson for the second spot. Parker Retzlaff able to get back in line in front of Nathan Koester for the third position, or the 4th position, but here comes Josh Connell down low looking for second. Connell down low, going to get the spot on Aaron Johnson. Here comes Parker Retzlaff trying to join the bottom train as well. Nathan Koester going to take a peek underneath Aaron Johnson. It looks like Johnson going to fall victim to the top side fall that you just go right to the back, as that's what's happening here in the 78. Koester goes by. He's going to try and get in line in front of Matt Kemp in the 5. Looks like he's able to, as Kemp was having trouble getting off the corner with Austin Thiel in the 09 to his outside. But Johnson luckily able to catch a break there and get down in line just in the 5th spot. Only lost a couple positions there. Much better than what we've seen happen to a couple of our other competitors. We saw Cy Bowen and Colton Coe have a lot of trouble up on the top side of the racetrack, so Aaron Johnson doing a good job of avoiding that. But we have a good battle right here for the 6th spot. Austin Thiel in the 09 really doing a good job of making that top side work, as he is battling with Matt Kemp in the number 5. Kemp down low, Thiel up top, still side by side. A great piece of racing here from these two. Blaine Aiken in the 05 just sitting behind saying, well, where do I go if they're both side by side? He's just waiting right now to figure out which lane to go with, as it looks like Thiel still having an advantage. And they're actually closing up on the back bumper of Aaron Johnson in the 78 while side by side. So Johnson might be a little bit off the pace in that 78 machine. Still side by side, the 09 and the 5. It looks like Thiel just able to get that advantage, but right through the center of the corner, Matt Kemp's car just turns so much better on that bottom lane, but Thiel gets the power down off. So these two very evenly matched here. Thiel doing a great job of working that outside. We've seen a couple people make it happen. Andy Rutherford in the 70 was able to get the lead on the outside, but just not able to make it work later. So I wonder if Austin Thiel is going to be able to kind of hold off Matt Kemp right now, but then get past later. As up front, Trevor Edwards, your race leader, stepping away from the 2nd place runner Josh Connell, as Josh Connell's got a mirror full of Parker Retzlaff in the 2. Retzlaff in the 3rd position, started back in the 18th spot. He is up 15 positions right here. And the guy right in front of him, Josh Connell, he qualified 2nd. So these two drivers very quick here tonight. It's just going to be a matter of who's going to get to that top spot first and have control in these restarts. As we are 64 laps in this time around. Trevor Edwards, your leader. Josh Connell in the 2nd spot. Parker Retzlaff 3rd here at the Kalamazoo Klash. As that was a pretty good onboard shot there with your 3rd place runner Parker Retzlaff trying to get around Josh Connell. You saw him pretty smooth with the wheel through the center of the corner. We saw a lot of guys having some trouble getting through the center, as they said the setup was pretty loose all day long. But as we creep into the nighttime hours of the day, these guys really not having any trouble with that loose condition through the center. And as these guys get more and more heat in these tires, they'll start to tighten up. So with the way that the setup was built, it was originally loose. That way these guys wouldn't have to fight such a tight condition early on. So these guys getting settled in. 70 laps in the books here. 2 caution flags so far in the Clash. Trevor Edwards is your leader out front in the 32. And then it's Josh Connell and Parker Retzlaff, the rest of your top 3. Nathan Coaster, a winner in late models at Kalamazoo Speedway this summer. He's currently sitting in the 4th spot. Back behind him, it's Aaron Johnson in 5th. Then Matt Kemp in the 6th spot, who's finally able to get around Austin Thiel. Blaine Aiken in the 7th position in the 05. Then it's a little bit back to Mikey Eldridge and Austin Thiel. And then Andy Rutherford rounding out the top 10. Jeff Town in 11th right now. Alex Sexton running 12th. Zach Nichols back in the 13th position with Matt Elzy behind him. Jordan Riddick, Dalton Collins, Cy Bowen back there as well. Ricky Leduc in the 96 machine, currently running 18th. Then it's David Lux, Colton Coe, Jimmy Gauker, and Matthew Modzaleski rounding out your lead lap cars. And then Rob Sluter in the 74 machine is currently 1 lap down. It's back up front. Trevor Edwards, your race leader. Still has a comfortable margin over that second place driver, his teammate from the shop, Josh Cottle. As right now, these guys, really the tactic is just to, it's really just the tactic of these guys, just kind of settle in, get your rhythm in, not burn up your tires too much, but we're approaching that lap 100 halfway break. So, lap 100, these guys will have a halfway break. They'll be able to come down, change tires, and do whatever they need to do to get through the rest of the race. But coming up to 20 laps to go, you got to wonder, do these guys save their stuff? And as I say that, we have a yellow flag. David Lux around out of turns 1 and 2. So the 5 machine going around. We'll take a look at what happened here, and we'll be right back in a second. So it looks like out back he was battling with Jordan Riddick and Colton Coe, and just a little bit of a checkup there through the center of the corner. He came down the racetrack, and there was a front bumper there. And the 28 of Colton Coe and David Lux in the 5 make a little bit of contact, and around went David Lux. So back under yellow for a 3rd time here tonight. Closing in on our lap 100 halfway break. So lap 100 slowly approaching us, as Trevor Edwards, your race leader, currently on lap 81. So under 20 laps to go from our halfway break. So far, it has been Trevor Edwards since he got that lead from Andy Rutherford. Really hasn't had to look back. He's got his teammate Josh Cottle behind him. Then it's Parker Retzlaff, Nathan Coaster, Matt Kemp, Blaine Aiken, and Aaron Johnson fell all the way back to the 7th spot. At one point, he was in that 2nd position, but he fell all the way back to the 7th spot. So he might have burnt the tires up on that number 78 machine just a little bit too much. So Trevor Edwards, Josh Cottle rolling through turns 3 and 4 here. Double up behind the iRacing.com pace car. Getting ready to send them green next time around. So the lights fade away on the iRacing.com pace car, symbolizing that we are getting ready to go green next time. So down the back straightaway, it's in the hands of Trevor Edwards and Josh Cottle through turns 3 and 4. Cottle up top, Edwards down low. Edwards gets a good start that time. He's not going to have any trouble from Josh Cottle, but here comes Parker Retzlaff on the bottom. Retzlaff down low, gets a good run down the backstretch. Here comes Matt Kemp in the 5, making a bid for the top spot. As Kemp really drove it in there into turns 3 and 4, tried not to let Josh Cottle get down. It looks like Cottle's going to be able to force his way down in line. Here comes Nathan Coaster up top in the 26. Coaster, one of the guys who was a regular at Kalamazoo Speedway this year, trying to translate that into iRacing.com. Looks like he's making the outside lane work around Matt Kemp in the 5. You remember, folks, we saw Kemp have a hard time get around Austin Thiel in the 09. Could this be the same story once again for Kemp? Coaster looks like he's really rolling that top side nicely in the 26. This is a battle for the 4th position. So we are slowly approaching that lap 100 halfway mark. And a caution flag flies. Rob Sluter, Colton Coe, Jimmy Gauker involved in the 2. Didn't quite catch what happened right there, but we will take another look as we are back under yellow here. It looks like it all started down in turns 1 and 2 the lap prior. The bumper to the back of the 96, that they're in there 3 wide there down the back straightaway, almost 4 wide. They check up through the center of the corner and just really a matter of nowhere for anybody to go. Rob Sluter got into the back end of Jimmy Gauker. Just not really anywhere for him to go through the center of the corner as they were all stacking up right there. So back under yellow once again here at Lanier. So Trevor Edwards, your race leader. Going to be coming back to the green flag. Just shy of the lap 100 caution. So these guys do have a set of tires down in the pits if they choose to use them. So 4 Hoosier tires available down pit road. Now, we could see a few games being played. These guys might come down, take the left sides now, take the right sides later, or vice versa. Or they can take all 4. It's really their own choosing. So we'll have to see what these guys elect to do, but I'm sure the tire strategy is going to be played. I know a lot of guys in here like to play that little different strategy game, try and get the competitive edge on the rest of the field. One of those being a good buddy of mine, Nathan Coaster. We were talking about him just before that yellow flag flew. He's in the 4th spot in the 26. So Nathan Coaster going to roll off 4th right here. About 7 laps shy of our halfway break. So Trevor Edwards in the 32 going back green. Gets a good start. Parker Retzlaff not able to capitalize in the 2nd spot. Looks like Retzlaff's going to have a run up top, though. Going to try and find a way down and in line with the field down low. Nathan Coaster also trapped up top as well in the 26 machine. So slowly approaching lap 100 in this event. Trevor Edwards still your race leader, but here comes Parker Retzlaff up top. He's got a good run down the back straightaway, just not able to close the deal there into turns 3 and 4. So Edwards able to get clear of Parker Retzlaff down the back straightaway that time. Looks like Retzlaff going to check up there and get back in line behind Josh Cottle in the 13 as Matt Kemp and Nathan Coaster battle side by side behind them. As we go back through turns 3 and 4 on lap 100. So we're going to go a quick halfway break. Got to throw the caution for these guys when they come to the stripe, and there it is. The caution flag is thrown. We are going to go for a quick control caution. We're going to be right back here on the WD Broadcasting Network in just a couple moments here while these guys get their tires changed and all of that good stuff. So we'll be right back here on the WD Broadcasting Network. I'm your host, Winston Deal. Alrighty, folks. Well, we were back behind the iRacing.com pace car after our control caution. Mr. in charge of the race just realized there are no tires available, so these guys gonna be on this set for 200 laps. So this should be a pretty exciting rest of the race. So no tires available to these guys now, and it's gonna be Trevor Edwards, Josh Cottle, Parker Retzlaff, Matt Kemp, your top four through the iRacing start zone. We are back racing here after the halfway break at Lanier. Edwards in the 32. Oh, caution behind him. Dalton Collins, Matthew Modzaleski, both involved right there. I'll take a look at what happened, but looks like they had some contact on the start. Don't know quite what happened, but we'll take a look. It looks like right here the 95 machine of Dalton Collins just tried to come down the racetrack, and there was not enough room right there. Colton Coe sliding in on the 28 machine. Didn't look like he grabbed too much damage. But then also Matthew Modzaleski in the 18 sliding in as well. So Trevor Edwards, your race leader in the 32. He's got his teammate from the shop, Josh Cottle, behind him. Parker Retzlaff in that third position. And then it's Matt Kemp out behind him. So on the left side of your screen, there's your full running order of the top 20. Trevor Edwards, as we mentioned, on the top spot. Really hasn't had any trouble from behind. His second place, his teammate in second place, Josh Cottle in the 13. So going to be going back green flag, I believe this time by. And it's single file behind the iRacing.com pace car through the iRacing start zone. Once again, back green flag racing here down into turns 1 and 2. Everybody single file through the first couple of corners. Parker Retzlaff got the jump on Josh Cottle, though. So move Josh Cottle up onto the top side of the racetrack. Here comes Parker Retzlaff into second. Matt Kemp down low, trying to take away the third spot. As Matt Kemp in the 5, he's been patient for the majority of this race so far. But now knowing that these guys don't have a set of tires, these guys are going to have to be really patient and play a big tire-saving game, as they still have another 100 laps to run on these Hoosier tires before it's all said and done. So Matt Kemp down low, Josh Cottle up top in the 13. Trying everything that he can to keep the 5 machine at bay, but looks like Kemp just able to drive up off the corner and get the run down the back straightaway. Cottle's just not able to compete through the center of the corner. Looks like Kemp's going to have the position, but here comes Nathan Coaster to the inside as well. Another car right there, the 78 machine of Aaron Johnson, a teammate of Josh Cottle. So Coaster able to slide in front of Josh Cottle in the 13, move the 13 of Cottle back to the 5th spot. But up front, Trevor Edwards starting to have some company from Parker Retzlaff behind him. As Edwards and Retzlaff about a second in front of your third place runner, Matt Kemp, in the 5. But Retzlaff slowly creeping towards the back bumper of Trevor Edwards. Last time around, just a little bit quicker than your race leader was Parker Retzlaff in the 2. So your fast qualifier still showing speed here on lap 119 out of 200. So closing in on 80 laps to go. Your race leader, Trevor Edwards, got a lot of company now from Parker Retzlaff in the 2. Nearly contact there through turns 3 and 4. And down the back straightaway one more time. Retzlaff being very patient here with your race leader, knowing that he's got a lot of time. He's obviously got a very fast RKM number 2. Just got to be patient. He's going to try and take his time with this move if he is able to get around your race leader. Back behind them, Josh Cottle to the inside of Nathan Coaster. This is for the 4th spot. So Coaster up top in the 26. He's got Aaron Johnson behind him in the 78, ready to fill that gap if Josh Cottle is able to make his way around. So Cottle able to move back up into the 4th spot. Here comes Aaron Johnson down low in the 78. And Coaster now on that backwards spiral that is the top lane. You see Blaine Aiken moving to the inside in the 09 as well. So nobody really willing to let Nathan Coaster in line. Everybody just trying to get to the front as quickly as they can here. Aiken now to the inside. Coaster going to fall back to 7th if Blaine Aiken's able to get around him. Because the top line, definitely not where you want to be. We've talked about this time and time again tonight. But Coaster just continuing to go the wrong direction, as I believe he might be able to get in line in front of Austin Thiel. Nearly contact there. He tried to shoot the gap in between the 05 and the 09, just not able to make it happen. Slideways into turns 1 and 2 that time. And maybe a little bit of contact between the two, but Zach Nichols and Jeff Town are able to slip by the 26 of Nathan Coaster. So Coaster from 5th to 10th in that 26 machine up on the top side. So he's going to fall way behind your race leader, Trevor Edwards. As Edwards now in the 32, might be starting to fall off. But Edwards still able to hang on to that top spot, but Matt Kemp and Josh Cottle behind them are slowly creeping in. The gap was about 1.2 seconds a couple laps ago, and it's now about 0.8 of a second. So without a doubt, Edwards may be holding up the 2 of Parker Retzlaff, as we have 70 laps to go at the stripe. It's Retzlaff here trying everything he can. A little bit of a nudge there through the center of the corner, trying to give the 32 a booster up off of the corner. But Retzlaff obviously has a lot of speed in that number 2, but it's going to be how he uses it to decide if he's going to get the top spot or finish in this 2nd position. There's under 70 laps to go. Trevor Edwards still your leader down the back straightaway. Starting to open up that gap again to the number 5 of Matt Kemp, who's currently in the 3rd spot. As tough break for the number 74 machine of Rob Sluter. I believe he is parked to the number 74, and it might be he might be done for the night. So a tough break for the 74 machine of Rob Sluter. Other than that, Ryman Castle also out of the event in the number 1 machine. Tough break. We saw that trouble early on. It's now a battle for the 3rd spot. Josh Cottle gets back to the inside of the number 5 of Matt Kemp. But Kemp's not going to give it to him easy. He fights back hard on the top side by side through turns 3 and 4. Here comes Aaron Johnson trying to make a 3-car battle for that 3rd spot. Looks like Cottle's going to have the advantage into turns 1 and 2, but not without Kemp's fight down the back straightaway. As Kemp just trying to minimize the damage up on the top side of the racetrack. We're approaching 50 laps to go, and Kemp knows how to play track position. We've seen him in big races before, such as the All-American 400, and I've raced against him in the Virtual Gambler. He knows how to play a strategy game and be where he needs to be when he needs to be there. But right now, he is going backwards in a hurry up on that top side. Here comes Blaine Aiken in the 05 down low. As Aiken gets around, here comes Austin Thiel trying to jump on the train to the front. And speaking of the front, Parker Retzlaff once again all over the back bumper of Trevor Edwards in the 32. You see the slow car Matthew Monzaleski in the 18 machine. He's had some trouble earlier on. He has got some significant damage on that Lee Anderson number 18. Slowly, the leaders approaching the back bumper of the 18. Retzlaff closing in to the back bumper of Trevor Edwards. Not ready to put the move on him yet. Still about 57 laps to go for race leader Trevor Edwards, but He's going to have to really break a sweat if he wants to hold off a hard-charging Parker Retzlaff, and we have a caution flag. Andy Rutherford spun around the wrong way in turns 3 and 4. Take a look at what happened here. We'll be right back on the WD Broadcasting Network. So looks like down the back straightaway and into turns 3 and 4. Cy Bowen just gets into turns 3 and 4 a little bit too hot and grabs the left rear quarter panel of Andy Rutherford in the 70. So Rutherford going to go for a slide. I think he's going to keep his spot on the lead lap, but definitely going to lose all the track position he had made up right there. So back up front, race leader Trevor Edwards going to have a bit of a break from trying to hold off Parker Retzlaff in the 2. You got to remember here, the 13 machine is his teammate from the shop, so how can they play this restart to try and keep Parker Retzlaff at bay? We're going to find out here in a little bit as we approach lap 150. Trevor Edwards still your race leader with Parker Retzlaff and Josh Cottle joining him on the podium. And really quick, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to step away for just a second, grab a quick drink of water, and I will be right back on the WD Broadcasting Network. You won't miss a thing because we're going nonstop. As the field makes their way through turns 3 and 4, iRacing.com pace car pulls off the speedway and through the iRacing start zone. We are back green flag racing down into turns 1 and 2 in the virtual Kalamazoo Klash. Trevor Edwards, Parker Retzlaff battle side by side down the back straightaway. Give the advantage to Edwards, but not without Parker Retzlaff getting a good run off of turn number 4. Side by side, 50 laps to go in the Kalamazoo Klash. Will it be Trevor Edwards? Will it be Parker Retzlaff? Does Josh Cottle have anything to say about these top two? We're going to find out here. As Trevor Edwards is able to get in front of Parker Retzlaff. But here comes Parker Retzlaff, peeking the nose inside. Edwards slamming the door. Things are getting spicy here for the lead. As Edwards able to maintain the lead from Parker Retzlaff in the number 2 machine. And back behind them, here comes Blaine Aiken trying to make a run into the top 5. He's got Austin Thiel pinned up on the top side of the racetrack. As, caution flag flies. A big pile up on the top side of the racetrack. Andy Rutherford involved. I believe David Lux in the 5 as well. We'll take a look at what happened as there was a couple cars sliding up to the outside wall in turns 3 and 4. It looks like Mikey Eldridge in the 92 machine got a little bit of contact with Dalton Collins in the 95, and that sent him spinning up the racetrack. So Eldridge going to fall to the back of the pack after that one. As back up front, Trevor Edwards, your race leader, next to Parker Retzlaff. And I'd like to give a shout out to one of my buddies he was watching earlier on. I just opened up a message from him, and Mikey Eldridge actually out of Peru, Indiana, but he said that Peru's in South America, not Indiana. So I'd like to shout out my friend Gene for helping me with a little bit of geography here on a Saturday night. But nonetheless, one to go down the back straightaway. Trevor Edwards, Parker Retzlaff, Josh Cottle, and Austin Thiel, your top 4 through turns 3 and 4 and into the iRacing start zone. We are back racing at Lanier in the Kalamazoo Klash. We are under 50 laps to go. Parker Retzlaff, door to door, glued to the right side door of Trevor Edwards down low. A little bit of contact there. Parker Retzlaff really starting to push the issue up on the top side. Is he going to be able to make it happen here as Trevor Edwards slides up a little bit there through the center of 1 and 2? He's going to have the advantage down the back straightaway, but here comes Parker Retzlaff through turns 3 and 4, trying to get a good run up and off of the corner. They're going to be almost dead even. Give it to Trevor Edwards at the line by a nose. And as all this is unfolding, Josh Cottle in the 13 just kind of sitting there in the catbird seat, maybe saving a little bit of tires here for the end of this one. Blaine Aiken in the 0-5 as well. He started in the 15th spot in this one. He's up to 4th. Just trying to wait for these guys up front to figure out what they exactly want to do. 40 laps to go this time for race leader Trevor Edwards, Parker Retzlaff, and Josh Cottle, your top 3. The 32 machine of Trevor Edwards doing a really good job of holding off the 2 cars behind him. So it looks like he's got a handful of race car coming out of turns 3 and 4 right there. Starting to get a little bit of a loose condition up off of the corner. As Edwards through the center right there. Just look how close Josh Cottle and Parker Retzlaff are in the 2. Looks like Cottle's going to take a peek to the inside of Parker Retzlaff for that 2nd spot. Retzlaff able to slam the door, but Cottle still trying to move up into the 2nd position. So it looks like Cottle trying to maybe push the issue here down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Retzlaff just doing a really good job of holding him tight, just tight enough to, really hold the spot and not allow the 13 of Josh Cottle to get by him. But he's not getting enough of a run to really clear him through the center of the corner. So these 2 side by side for 2nd, going to allow your race leader Trevor Edwards to start to creep away, as he's got about 0.5 of a second on 2nd place Parker Retzlaff right now. Oh, contact between the 2. Parker Retzlaff around. Josh Cottle as well, and everybody's going to pile in on the front straightaway. Wow, folks, that is going to change things up. Parker Retzlaff and Josh Cottle make contact coming out of turns 3 and 4. We'll take another look at what happened here, but your 2nd and 3rd place drivers both spinning in front of the field on the front straightaway. We'll take another look at what happened here on the WD Broadcasting Network. Is right here. Here's the field going into turns 3 and 4. You see the 13 of Cottle down low. Retzlaff, just the slightest bit of contact. Blaine Aiken in the 0-5 also getting into the back bumper of the 13, spinning him around. You see Jimmy Gauker down low, collected in it as well. So up front, folks, that's going to change everything. Is Josh Cottle and Parker Retzlaff going to fall outside of the top 10 after that one? We are underneath 30 laps to go, so Trevor Edwards going to have the weight taken off of his back of Parker Retzlaff, but he's got a hard-charging Blaine Aiken and Austin Thiel behind him, with Matt Kemp and Jeff Town joining the party as well. So under caution for the 9th time here, working lap 171 out of 200, so within 30 laps of the finish. You see the top 20 on the left side of your screen right now with a couple other honorable mentions out back. The 2 of the 21st and 22nd positions being Josh Cottle and Parker Retzlaff, both getting sent to the rear after causing that incident. They're going to have to do everything they can to fight back through the field if they want a shot at the victory, but the lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car, and it's going to be Trevor Edwards and Blaine Aiken bringing us back to the green this time with 27 laps to go. Through the iRacing start zone, we're back racing. Edwards gets a good start. Here comes Austin Thiel to the inside of Blaine Aiken for the 2nd spot. Is Aiken going to try and put up a fight here up on the top side of the racetrack? Looks like he's holding him tight. So Austin Thiel slips up a little bit on there on the exit of turns 3 and 4. A little bit of contact down into turns 1 and 2. The 0-9 and the 0-5, a battle of the zeros battling for that second spot. Looks like Aiken's going to have the advantage slightly at the line that time. And here comes Jeff Town, a name we haven't talked about much this race. Winner of the last chance race in the 2X machine. He's going to try and work his way up towards the front. And oh, contact out behind him. Zach Nichols gets tagged. He spins around. Josh Cottle also involved in the 13. I don't know what quite happened there, but the 41 machine of Zach Nichols got tagged and he spun around out back. We are under caution here with 25 laps to go. And just right here, the slightest bit of contact. You see Ricky LeDuc checking up a little bit in the center of the corner, and David Lux was just nowhere to go in the 5 machine. And he goes around. Parker Retzlaff tags the 13 of Josh Cottle right there as well, sending him spinning. So that might have been a little bit of leftover anger from that incident we had the last caution. So back up front, your race leader, still Trevor Edwards here with 23 laps to go. Trevor took the lead quite a while ago, and he has really not had to look back. So 22 laps to go right here, coming to 21 this time around. We got to wonder, folks, is anybody going to have anything for your race leader, Trevor Edwards, as he has had such a good run in that 32 machine. But Blaine Aiken, Austin Thiel, and how about Jeff Town in the 2X? Winner of the last chance qualifier. He's taken his time and worked his way up into that 4th spot, coming from the 19th position. Let's see what he has here with 20 laps to go. The final stretch here in the first ever Kalamazoo Klash on iRacing. Through the iRacing start zone, we are back racing once again. Aiken with a good restart up top in the 0-5, but he's going to have to try and work the top side if he wants any shot at the lead. Here comes Austin Thiel down low, working the inside of the 0-5 for the second spot. As there is a caution out back once again. I believe Andy Rutherford involved. Josh Cottle spun around the wrong way in the 13. So we'll take another look at what exactly happened. It looks like right here, coming out of turns 1 and 2, Rutherford has to check up right there in the middle of the back straightaway, and then everybody just stacks up behind him. Nowhere for anybody else to go. They all stack up into turns 3 and 4, and back under yellow we go. So the caution flag flies here. Under 20 laps to go for your race leader, Trevor Edwards. So 17 to go. We've had 11 cautions in this one so far. Blaine Aiken currently running in the 2nd spot. I talked to him earlier on about what it would mean to win an event like this, and he said, well, I'm just going to try and make the race first. And obviously Blaine Aiken put it in the top 5 in qualifying. He started in the 15th spot in this race, and he's worked his way up to the 2nd spot. We're going to find out right here if he has anything for your race leader, Trevor Edwards. Still 22 cars on the lead lap here at Lanier. Edwards behind the iRacing.com pace car. We are going to have a single file restart this time around because last time they did not get 1 lap in, I do believe. So these guys are going to be having a single file restart. I do believe. I might be incorrect. I think we might have gotten a lap in there. Potentially. We'll have to see, and it looks like they're single filing out down the back straightaway. Just making sure he had everything right there, but going to be sending him back to green with 14 laps to go. Does anybody have anything for Trevor Edwards, or is this one his? Through the iRacing start zone, green flag is out. We are back racing. Not that good of a start by Blaine Aiken in the 0 and 5. He's going to be able to get down in front of the 0-9 of Austin Thiel and try and set his sights on Trevor Edwards in the 32. And the yellow flag once again. Out back, Parker Retzlaff in the 2. The 2G down low. Jimmy Gauker also spun around. Take another look at what happened here as things are starting to get rough here with 12 laps to go. As it looks like Retzlaff down low gets underneath the 28 of Colton Coe and the slightest bit of contact there. And oh, Retzlaff hard into the wall. Zach Nichols took a wild ride in the 41 machine. And he ends up on his lid down the back straightaway. We'll take another look at what exactly happened to Zach Nichols in the 41. We'll go on board right there and see what exactly happened. So riding on board with the 41 right here of Zach Nichols coming out of turns 3 and 4. You see him get tagged and just nothing he can do. Goes straight upside down and flops through turns 3 and 4 and ends up on his lid. So not the way you wanted to, not the way you want to end your race if you are Zach Nichols in the 41 machine. So the lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car. 9 laps to go. Trevor Edwards, Blaine Aiken, Austin Thiel leading us to the green for maybe the final time here in the Kalamazoo Klash. Trevor Edwards down the back straightaway getting a good jump from Blaine Aiken in the 05. There's trouble behind him. Mikey Eldridge in the 92 machine might be having a little bit of trouble getting going, but 8 laps to go this time for Trevor Edwards in the 32. Blaine Aiken behind him and another yellow flag. And looks like there was some trouble out back. Jimmy Gauker in the 2G might have been collected. So we'll take a look at what happened. Didn't quite catch the end of that one, but so it looks like right here, the 92 of Mikey Eldridge battling with Andy Rutherford. The slightest bit of contact between the two right there sent him up into the outside wall. And under caution, we went. So the yellow flag is out. Inside 10 laps to go here in the Kalamazoo Klash on iRacing. So Edwards, Aiken, Thiel, your top 3. Then it's Matt Kemp, Jeff Town. Also peeking in the top 5. As they double up behind the iRacing.com pace car. Going to be sending them back to green with 4 laps to go. And back through the iRacing start zone. We are green flag racing with 4 to go. The Kalamazoo Klash. Looks like Austin Thiel going to peek through into the second spot. Oh, Jeff Town, contact. Aiken, Thiel, sliding up the racetrack. Yellow flag is out. We aren't done yet, folks. We are not done yet. Trevor Edwards thought it was done for right there as he had a huge lead coming out of turns 3 and 4, but the caution flag flies. We will have a green-white checkered finish in the Kalamazoo Klash. So we'll take another look at what happened right there. We saw Aiken battling with Austin Thiel in the 09. Going into turns 3 and 4 right here, Aiken just tried to get in front of Jeff Town in the 2X machine, but Aiken just not quite clear. Grabbed a little bit of Town's front bumper, and they all went spinning up the racetrack. Austin Thiel and the 09, Blaine Aiken both took a slide up the embankment in turns 3 and 4. So both drivers going to be sent to the back after that one. So that's going to hand over the second spot to Matt Kemp in the 5. And how about Matt Elzy Jr. in the 3rd position in the 27? You can scratch that one off your bingo card. As Elzy started 7th in this event, currently riding in the 3rd spot. So we have 2 laps to go at the stripe. And it's going to be Trevor Edwards, Matt Kemp, Matt Elzy, Austin Thiel, and Aaron Johnson, your top 5. After 195 laps, we are getting ready to finish this one. Green flag is out. 2 to go in the Kalamazoo Klash. Trevor Edwards down the back straightaway. Got a good start that time around. And into turns 3 and 4. There's the spread of the field. Here we are. Out of turn 4. White flag is out. 1 more lap to go. Does Matt Kemp have anything to say about it? Or is Trevor Edwards going to be able to walk into turns 3 and 4 and call himself a Clash winner? Final time through turns 3 and 4. Up and out of the corner. Trevor Edwards is going to win the Kalamazoo Klash on iRacing. Then it's Matt Kemp behind him. Austin Thiel finishing 3rd. Matt Elzy Jr. comes home 4th. And it's Aaron Johnson rounding out your top 5. Alex Sexton in the number 9 machine going to finish in the 6th position. Ricky Leduc 7th. Dalton Collins comes home 8th. Cy Bowen 9th. And Josh Cottle rounding out the top 10. So, folks, we're going to take a quick break before we grab a word from our top 5 finishers and wrap things up here in the Kalamazoo Klash. So, quick break and then an interview from our top 5 coming right at you here in a couple moments. We'll be right back here. I'm your host, Winston Deal. So, folks, here we are back at the Lanier National Speedway, getting ready to wrap up our first annual virtual Kalamazoo Klash event. Is on your screen right now. You see the 32 machine. Your winner, Trevor Edwards, after 200 laps of racing, he grabs the victory in the first ever Kalamazoo Klash on iRacing. But first up, we're going to take a quick word from our 5th place finisher, Aaron Johnson, in the 78 machine. Well, Aaron, I believe this is my first time talking to you here on the WD Broadcasting Network, but nonetheless, you started out back in the 14th spot after qualifying. We saw you work your way up into the top 5 and even up to the 2nd spot. Just got caught up on that outside lane and fell back from there. Tell me how your race went.
The race was good. It's just crazy, man. You get stuck on the outside, it just feels like a tornado. You just go straight to the back. Like you just ain't nothing really you can do anything.
Yeah, we were talking about that the entire race, and that was really my only discussion was how bad the top was. And we've seen people be able to make it work before, and we saw a couple people make it work here tonight, but just not the place to be was that top side.
No, not at all. Place to be was on the bottom. Really, if you was going to make the top side work, you'd have to pitch everybody on the bottom.
Yeah, and we saw a couple guys try and do that pinching maneuver, try and keep guys down almost on the apron, just some contact in there as well caused a few incidents, but luckily you were able to sort your way through everything and found yourself in the 5th spot here tonight.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Just had to stay on your P's and Q's right there and make sure there ain't no wrecks. Well, the wreck happens in front of me. And just try to navigate through as best you can. It's just, man, it's just crazy.
Yeah, crazy is the word I would use to describe it as well. Pretty dramatic end of the event, but you finished fifth. Is there anybody that you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank the shop, uh, Cauto Captures, iRace Wraps, Rocket iRace Wraps, uh, McCullough Manufacturing, uh, my wife, and everybody that lets me do this. Trevor Edwards, Josh Cottle, Dustin Marmarquette. That's about it.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you and all the guys that help you out, and we'll hope to see you back in some more upcoming events.
I hope so. Thanks for having me.
Yep. That was Aaron Johnson, your fifth place finisher. Next up, we will talk to our fourth place finisher, Matt Elsie Jr., one of the guys I am sure is excited about his finish here tonight. Well, I was talking to you, Mr. Elsie, earlier on today about how this race was going to go, and you looked pretty fast in the practice session we had earlier, and I was racing against you in there, and you were pretty quick, and looks like all that practice paid off, and you finished fourth here.
Yeah, it definitely paid off. I got on at like 2 o'clock, and I've been practicing ever since. Definitely got put to the tail right away, which kind of bummed me out. Couldn't keep up with anyone, especially the outside line. I mean, that was horrendous. I fell all the way to the back with that outside line.
Yeah, that's what we talked about. Pretty much my entire broadcast was just how do people avoid getting caught up in that outside line. And luckily, it didn't hurt you too bad. You were able to methodically work your way back up through the field. And after Retzlaff and Cottle made a little bit of contact, you were sitting right there in the catbird seat, and you found yourself in the fourth spot at the end of it. Is there anybody that you would like to thank for this?
Definitely my parents giving me the opportunity to do all this iRacing stuff. It's a blast. I can't thank them more than enough, especially with IRL racing and then this. I couldn't do it without them.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you and all your team for your fourth place finish here tonight.
Thank you.
Alrighty, folks, so that was Matt Elsie Jr. in the 27 machine coming home fourth, and now we will talk to our third place finisher, Austin Thiel. Well, Austin, there in the towards the end of the race, we saw you having a great battle with Blaine Aiken in the 05, and then there was a little bit of contact with him and the 2X of Jeff Town, and luckily you were able to escape all that and find yourself in the third spot. Tell me how your race went.
The race went pretty well for me. I struggled pretty much from the start, and towards the end, I was struggling with the tight car and pretty bad damaged motor. I had a pretty fun race with everybody. I'm sorry to Matthew and doing him like that, but overall, I have to thank everybody who put this race on, you and all my sponsors.
Alrighty, well, pretty well event for you. You started back in the 10th spot. That means you qualified. If I can do my math correctly, means you qualified 8th. Does that sound right to anybody? Ninth. Okay, I was close. Nonetheless, qualified in the top 10, and then you were able to work your way up into the third spot. Are we going to see you back here in in the coming months when our next special event gets debuted?
Hopefully. I had a lot of fun. I thought this race was going to go totally different, but I was wrong, and I had a lot of fun.
Alrighty, well, we always love to hear that people are having fun on the WD Broadcasting Network. So congratulations to you and your team on your third place finish.
Thank you.
Alrighty, folks, that was your third place finisher, Austin Thiel. And now a quick word from our second place finisher, Matt Kemp. Then we'll get on to our winner, Trevor Edwards. Well, Matt, I talked to you before the race a little bit about the setup and about just the whole race in general, and I kind of figured I'd talk to you post-race. I knew you had a lot of speed, and I know you have a lot of experience here in iRacing, but you ended up in the second spot here tonight, just one spot short, but you hung around the top 5 all race. Nothing to really hang your head about. Tell me how your race went.
Yeah, that was about as good as it was gonna go for me. I think I honestly was like thinking I was probably not gonna finish it, just thinking how short tracks usually go for me, but I'll take a second because I was just kind of trying to be patient once I saw there was no tire sets and not burn them off, but also wanted to go forward because I knew it was going to be really hard to pass. So I kind of had a slinky effect my whole race. I kind of went forward, backwards, and fortunately the end of the race just kind of fell when I was forward. So we came a lot closer than I thought we were going to.
Yeah, and as you said, forward and backward, and a lot of that was due to that outside lane. We've obviously heard the guys before you on the interviews talk about how that top side didn't really help them out too much. Obviously, you said you went forward and backwards as well. What were really the keys to try and maximizing the forwards instead of going backwards in this race?
Well, I kind of was thinking early on that protecting the rears was going to be the case, but just because it was a little bit, I don't know, not really loose, but a little bit on the loose side, and I figured it might go more that direction. But silly me, I shouldn't have thought that because it's, the way the tires don't react that way on here. They kind of just it builds tight no matter what. So I kind of protected the right rear, so I got super tight towards the middle of the run. That's when I got all the way up to I think third, and then I just got super tight after that, and then I got put to the outside and fell way back. And then at the end, for some reason, the car started handling good again. So the last few laps, maybe it's cleaner air. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But so the keys of it, I guess, was trying not to wreck and staying on the bottom.
Alrighty, well, race analyst Matt Kemp here. Is there anybody that you'd like to thank to help put you on the podium?
I definitely don't want to thank the iRacing developers for building the Super Late model. It's my least favorite car on any game ever built. But, there's plenty to thank them for, just not the Super Late model. I want to thank all my No Chance teammates for coming out and racing with us. Thank you for broadcasting and for putting on this big race. I know it takes a lot of work to put it on, so thanks for putting all the work in.
Yep, you are very welcome. I had a lot of fun doing so, and I'm sure you guys all had a lot of fun racing. You get to take home a little bit of prize money, too.
I'll be honest, I completely forgot about that. Sweet.
But yeah, most of the time people talk about, I'm here for the fun, but then, when the prize money gets involved, they're like, oh, now I'm here to race, But nonetheless, second place for you here tonight. Congratulations.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Alrighty, folks, that was Matt Kemp, driver of the number 5 machine. He finished in the second spot here tonight, and now to talk to our race winner, here is Trevor Edwards. Oh, I got to move to the right channel. On try number 2, Trevor, I got you into the right channel, but winner here of the Kalamazoo Klash, how does it feel?
Feels pretty good. I was a little nervous there for a while. Parker was a lot faster there in the middle, but then after he got me he hit me that one time and it got sideways, and it killed the right rear for a long time. Never had to drive off. And then all the cautions at the end, just kind of survive, worry about missing a shift or something stupid happen at the end.
Yeah, and I mentioned something really early on in the broadcast about will Parker be patient trying to get around you and maybe not care so much about controlling the restarts, but obviously towards the end we had a bunch of cautions stringing out in a row there, and controlling the restarts was huge. And you had your restart game on point here, and that's what closed the deal for you here tonight. Is there anything else that you'd like to comment about how exactly your race went? Obviously, you led the majority of this one, got the lead from Andy Rutherford very early on, and really didn't have to look back. But
yeah, I was kind of surprised going from 12th to the lead that quick, or 13th to the lead. I was kind of surprised how everybody was I was running half throttle and still a lot faster than some people, so I don't know if they were saving that much or what, but kind of took me by surprise once I realized I was in the top 5. I was like, well, try to get the lead, and then I got to the lead. And it was me, Josh Cottle, and Aaron Johnson who were all on a team together. And I was like, this is perfect. We're 1, 2, 3. And then I don't know if Aaron got a bad start or something like that. He was starting second and he couldn't get down. And that's when he got Parker to third. So it kind of screwed up our teammate game there. But we did good all night. Setup was a little bit tight center. So you just had to focus on drive off if someone was behind you. But I was really surprised how the top worked versus the bottom. The top was a very real option, especially the first 10 laps of a run.
Yeah, and I was mentioning that. I saw a couple times, example was Austin Thiel battling with Matt Kemp. Thiel was just able to make the top work, but then after about, you said, 10 laps, the tires got hot and just the top wasn't an option. We saw a couple guys get up top and just fall straight to the back. So what do you think the difference is from being able to work that top side to falling straight to the back?
I think it's more of, if you're running on the top, you really have to trust the guy on the bottom that you can pinch them. Because if you're not pinching them, they're going to drive right around you. But if you can pinch them and make them make a little bit of mistake or get on the throttle a little bit later, it allows you to stay there. And if you stay there long enough, maybe it burns their right front up a little bit and they get a little bit tighter and tighter, and you can drive around on the outside. But it was really tough to pass up there, but it was definitely an option.
Yeah, an option indeed, and we saw a couple guys utilize that. Andy Rutherford got the lead early on with that top side, but you got the lead down low and never looked back. So congratulations on your victory. And really quick before we wrap it up, is there obviously there's somebody you got to thank and people you got to thank, so I'll let you do that right now.
Yeah, I got to thank everybody at the shop. Everybody in the race was Josh Cottle and Aaron Johnson in this race with me. It's our team. Got to thank Rocket Eye Race Wraps, Jacob Hayes. He made all our cars look absolutely gorgeous. So hope y'all go and check him out. Check him out on Facebook. Check out the shop on Facebook. And I got to thank Jeff McConey over at McConey Setup Shops. I've been building setups for them probably 2.5 years now. And just the most upstanding setup shop to be around, to be honest with you. So I'm really happy that I get to work with them. But thank you for putting this on. Thank you for everybody in the race that ran me super clean. Good job for Austin Thiel getting the top 5. That was pretty cool to see.
All righty, well, congratulations, Trevor, on your victory here tonight, and we hope to see you back soon in some of our more upcoming special events here on the WD Broadcasting Network.
Thank you, man. I definitely will be back.
All righty. Well, folks, that was your race winner, Trevor Edwards, and really quick, before we wrap things up, we will go over the results from our feature event here. So I'll get those pulled up on screen right here. So on the top was Trevor Edwards in the 32 machine, finishing in the second spot. Matt Kemp, as we mentioned earlier. Austin Thiel going to come home third. Matt LZ Jr. going to finish fourth in the 27E. Then it's Aaron Johnson and Alex Sexton rounding out the top 6. Ricky LeDuc going to come home 7th. Dalton Collins 8th. Cy Bowen finishing 9th. Josh Cottle, after running up front for the majority of this race, going to come home 10th. David Lux finishing 11th. Matthew Modzaleski finishing 12th. Row 7 was Andy Rutherford and Colton Coe, your pole sitter. Nathan Coaster finishing 15th. Mikey Eldred 16th. 17th was Blaine Aiken. And then it was Jordan Riddick. And then back behind them, rounding out the field, Jeff Town, Jimmy Gauker, Zach Nichols, Parker Retzlaff, Rob Sluter, and Ryman Castle. So that is your field right there. Your 24 finishers here in the virtual Clash. And just like that, folks, this event is going to come to a close. I'd like to thank everybody that helped out making this event. There's so many names I can say. Ryman Castle for jumping in as a race admin after he got involved in an accident early on. I'd love to thank him for that. Really took a weight off my back here. Also, I'd like to thank Jaden Kratasi with Hoax Graphics for putting up some money for this event, as well as Austin Maynard from Austin Maynard Racing for putting up quite a bit of money for Quick Time, and also with the purse. I'd also like to thank Gary Howell from Kalamazoo Speedway for allowing me to do this entire event. I had a blast doing it, had a lot of fun learning some new names and watching a bunch of my buddies battle at Lanier, so had a lot of fun with this event. Just once again, like to thank everybody for tuning in, and we will be back tomorrow night with the Rocket Super Series right here on the WD Broadcasting Network. So if you liked what you saw here tonight with the Clash, make sure you guys follow the page and like it on Facebook, as well as subscribe to the YouTube. So I believe that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight. Once again, just thank everybody for tuning in, and we will see you guys tomorrow night right here on the WD Broadcasting Network with the Rocket Super Series. So everybody have a good rest of your night and rest of your weekend, and as always, y'all take it easy.